Port of Portland owns and operates 3 airports, including PDX, which is consistently voted Best U.S. Airport. The port's business parks house more than 400 companies, including warehouses, manufacturers, and distributors. Over 11 million tons of cargo a year are shipped through port marine terminals, and all of this adds up to economic prosperity, but would not be possible without adhering to environmental regulations that protect natural resources. In the early 1970s, 2/3 of the nation's waters were unsafe for fishing or swimming. The Clean Water Act established the basic structure for regulating discharges of pollutants into U.S. waters. Section 404 of the Clean Water Act established a program to regulate the discharge of dredged or fill material, including fill for development, into waters of the U.S. Wetland mitigation is required when a development project has unavoidable impacts to wetlands or waters. Unavoidable impacts occur after steps have been taken to avoid or minimize impacts. All remaining unavoidable impacts must be compensated for through wetland mitigation, the purchase of credits from a mitigation bank, or in lieu fee programs. Wetland mitigation sites are regulated by state and federal agencies with strict environmental thresholds requiring many years of monitoring, maintenance, and reporting. Mitigation sites are protected in perpetuity as natural areas and wildlife habitat. Another environmental regulation that the port must adhere to is the Endangered Species Act, which provides protections for threatened and endangered species during development projects and regular operations. Environmental protections also come from the state of Oregon, including wetland mitigation requirements regulated by the Department of State Lands, Oregon sensitive species protections from the Department of Fish and Wildlife, water temperature requirements overseen by the Department of Environmental Quality, such as native planting along the Columbia Slough to shade and cool the water, invasive species control collaboration with the Oregon Department of Agriculture and the Invasive Species Council. Other environmental protections come from local agencies, such as tree cutting permits and mitigation through the City of Portland. Clean Water Services vegetated corridor requirements in Washington County, triggered by development. City of Portland environmental zoning laws and other environmental regulations. Also, the Airport Futures Intergovernmental Agreement, or IGA, between the City of Portland and the Port of Portland, which requires restoration triggered by development of special habitat areas near PDX and long-term funding of restoration projects in and around the airport and the Columbia Slough.